What is up, everyone? We are back with another What Makes It Great. Today we have what, Kish?
Today we have something special. We have a Linkin Park song, Emptiness Machine.
Oh, Chester, rest in peace. I love you. It's the best. I was really sad. But yeah. Semper Fi, whatever you say, whatnot. But Chester, legend.
Yes, massive. But great to see, I guess, like things keeping on moving and they're putting out new music for us as well, right? Because
yes,
it would have been a shame just to have that be the end of an era.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Excited for this new evolution.
Yes, definitely.
Should we play a bit of the track?
Let's do it.
Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view. I know you're waiting in the distance, just like you always do, just like you always do. Already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.
Nice.
I really want to keep listening, actually, but
yeah.
we can't. What is the first thing that you think makes this song great? First thing that comes to mind.
I always love when there are two singers with very different voices in tracks like these. Because I mean, that's what, like, so back in the day when Chester was Chester was still alive, Linkin Park being Mike Shinoda and Chester's voices coming together in like a perfect harmony, because like Mike being very like, I mean, doing the raps and stuff, but like also doing the ad libs too when Chester was singing, and it just sounded so dope. I remember like all of the old tracks, and then here also there's a huge contrast between the two, and I think she does a great job with filling in the very, very big shoes left by Chester. And the grit and like that kind of like very melodical screaming, like it's just, it does something. Like I think that's something that's inherently human. Is like we can really tell the difference here. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be anything regarding to rage or anything like that. It's just like passion, fiery, kind of like something's going on there.
100%. It's like emotion, right? It's like I think whenever I've been in a situation where I'm recording a singer, there's certain singers who I've worked with that are really able to channel emotion better than others, and it's incredible when you can hear it in music. And like I think in this track, especially when that second chorus comes in, you really do hear her voice like channeling a lot of that. Like if even solo, I think it's around here. Is it around here? I think.
Yeah.
I only what I want was open just to watch me play. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be.
Yeah. So good. So good.
It's powerful.
Another singer that does this really well, also in the like a similar kind of genre, is Hayley Williams from Paramore. Incredible singer. So for everybody, listen. Like anybody that's writing melodies and stuff like that, and really want to get like to the bottom of that emotion part of it, these two great learning examples.
Definitely. I think the thing that stood out to me on this track also is how they sucked you in and out of different sections. And again, I think we've called this out in a previous video as well, but the use of sort of an EQ'd out rhythmic section where the drums are like kind of muffled in the background lets you know what's about to come. But that section still feels like, if I was to put it into like tiers, it's like you have like a small tier, a mid tier, and a high tier of like energy. And like it takes different levels. It takes you on different levels, and it starts off a bit melodic and slow, and then you've got the EQ'd out drums, and then you've got the chorus. And it's like a ladder, and then straight after the chorus, actually, even if you look at the waveforms here, right, you can kind of see them changing. Like look at where some of this other percussion drops out, this other stuff drops out. Yeah. It's very dynamic. It's not like they've got the same level of sound across it all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I think that's what they have done really well in just historically. I've been a huge fan for a very long time. But specifically, is what you talked about there, like about how it's letting you know what's to come. I like to think of it as kind of, if you put it in the real world, where would you experience something like this? And I think it's like going into a club that's playing music, because you hear it muffled when you're outside. You walk in, it's just like the experience of like hearing all of that, the wall of sound hitting you, and you get the full range of it.
Exactly.
So it's like you're moving through the soundscapes as you're playing the song, kind of.
Exactly. You can see it in the drums, especially for me. Like, and it's like even when you go to a club, you hear the drums a bit muffled in the background. Yeah. And you're kind of like walking in, and then you're like, all right, okay, say hi to a friend. And all of a sudden, and even the bass is following.
That kick is nasty.
The bass is building, kind of something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Really nicely done.
Yeah, definitely. I was trying to think, like another thing, like also with these styles of drums, I think one thing to not forget is that historically also how we've been recording drums and stuff like that is a drummer inside of a room, right? And how kind of the live feeling of it comes when the sound from the drummer and the drum kit can develop in the room. And that's why like a lot of people, like if we think back to like when Foo Fighters recorded their albums and stuff, specific locations really sound in like specific ways. So you can hear that like things are recorded in different studios, and like why so specific studios are revered for their drum sound. Yeah. And here is also an example of that, where like, don't forget the way that the sound can kind of melt together and glue together as a full drum kit if you add some reverb and like maybe compress it. Yes. So here, like if we listen to just the drums, between every hit, and it's very minute, it's very small, but like that tail from each hit, there's just some extra stuff there that kind of just adds that kind of like, oh, okay, this is loud.
What is that sound that's kind of being added there as well? Because it's clean here, and then
I'm wondering if it's leakage from the guitars.
The guitars are out.
There's really no guitars, huh?
There's no guitars in this bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It almost sounds like a percussive scratching. It's like,
yeah, exactly. It could be that the drummer is kind of just doing this on the skin of the snare or something.
Yeah, it's
Or like-
nice, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of adds, it's so subtle you wouldn't notice it unless you're obviously soloing it, but it kind of adds this, kind of carries it further.
Yeah.
It's been decided how.
You can't even hear it at all, but it's just like another element
Yeah.
that adds to the rhythm section. I wanted to
It's
call out
very-
like one thing that I was listening to at the start of the song, which was actually the choice of notes in the piano. So if I was to play it here,
Mm.
so you got the verse. See, it's on the lower register
Be waiting in the distance.
for the first half,
Just like
and then
you
to pick up and build tension, listen to this
you
note.
always do. Already put
There.
me in. Already under my skin. And I know exactly.
So immediately
Yeah.
the change in notes between the verse and the change in texture. Listen to it; it's got more higher frequency.
Yeah.
Not here, sorry. Coming in. So that's quite muffled.
That
I just thought
movement
that
also
was-
in the piano.
And the movement, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's also such an ID thing for them. I think like, I mean, ever since In the End, it's always been like that kind of like very emotional, ethereal piano. That's huge. And I think it's so it's such an ID thing, but it's also like it's very impactful. Because I mean, we even hear that in like cinematic music and stuff, and you can get that kind of ridiculous kind of majestic feeling by adding a very, very big piano in your productions, even if they're not the main focus.
Yeah.
Just having that like dong, like kind of what's his name? The movie Inception. That lead soundtrack also being one. Yeah, Time.
Is it Hans Zimmer? Was it?
Hans Zimmer. Yes,
Yeah,
that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
hear
great
those
soundtrack.
things.
Great
Yeah,
soundtrack.
fantastic soundtrack.
I loved him. I think there was a course that he did on Masterclass that I really wanted to do. I don't know if I never did it in the end. But that whole element of like bringing in the piano, and I think the movement bit's so incredible because I think modern producers feel like they need to add a lot of effects or a lot of sweeps and things like that, but you don't always have to add stuff like that to build movement. And actually keeping the same instrument and going from a note held for like a whole bar to then playing it every quarter note, suddenly that's like really like taking the track forward, right?
Absolutely, definitely.
And then again, I don't know if they have piano in the chorus, but then I think it's guitars mainly.
Yeah.
And then that's the natural level up because you've added in all this extra distortion and different frequencies. So again, that progression is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And also one thing I wanted to point out there, for everybody that's a rocker out there and really want to play stuff like this, one thing that was like an aha moment for me, that sound that like the way that they're playing in this is one guitar is playing power chords, which is, I'll explain it some other time maybe, but like it's 3 notes you're playing. But the last guitar that is playing that melody is just octaves on the guitar. And when I figured that out for the first time, that was the coolest sound I have ever produced on a guitar. Like just actually, because I was like, oh my God, this is where it's from. So yeah, just a tip for everybody that maybe doesn't know too much about music theory. You can just play octaves by playing like, if you're on fret 1 with your index finger, and a power chord would usually consist of your on these 2 fingers being on the 3rd fret on the next 2 strings. You can just move that around, right? But if you skip this finger and you jump a string to just play those 2, amazing sound, fantastic.
It's a different, like, I guess it's a different texture almost as well, right? The different, like the way the notes come together just feels different.
Yeah. It feels very like laser focused, kind of like on a melody, because it gives it so much more energy.
Yeah, great tip. One thing that like when I was listening to this song for the first time that stood out as well, and you see this done time and time again, is bringing in a verse melody in the final chorus or after the final chorus to carry the track out. And I love it. I'm such a sucker when artists do this, like, and they do it in every genre. Like, I remember I first heard it when I was listening to like Afro beats and listening to J Hus in the UK, but kind of bringing in your verse to end a song, like, or exit it, it's just so like, it ties it together really nicely. And if you listen here, right at the end, and that's a lyric that's been mentioned previously in the song. So you've got all of this sort of repetition in like vocals just happening over each other, and it's building on this. Anyway, but I just love when songs do that, and vocal layering is also a nice way to kind of add a different element at the end.
It's that little like full circle kind of thing when it comes to songs, like you bringing something like that back, because it's that recognizability and like new part of it always coming back and forth. Like striking that perfect balance is really difficult, but once you do, and this is one trick to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to overdo it, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
But it's like having hooks, right? And even in like pop songs, like The Weeknd and a lot of his music, in Blinding Lights, they introduced that sort of melody, the piano, the synth melody quite early.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if it's not vocal, it's like, what are these little repetitive melodic bits that you can remember afterwards? Like, of course, the lead line in this song is amazing. I think the melody and that's beautiful, but can you add extra layers to that?
For sure.
Anything else that you want to call up?
No, I think I'm all good actually. I love these types of guitars. Like this is my childhood and my teenage years. All of it. So it always makes me happy when I hear more of this coming out.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, man, I think those are the main points. I guess if there was one final thing that I think if anyone's paying attention to this sort of genre of music is listening to like the way we spoke about the transitions, but listen to the styles of effects and sweeps they do add right at the end of verses and sections. Like,
Emptiness Machine.
it wasn't that section there. There was like a later section where it sucked everything out. Like, have a listen to the transitions, have a listen to what effects and sweeps they use, I think, and figure out like what makes sense for you as well, because I think like it can be what we've spoken about in this video earlier, right? You use a bit of EQ, use the right notes and a piano. But a really, really, really great song, and yeah, I really enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Well, look, let us know if you think we've missed anything, or if there's anything that stood out for you in this song that you think makes it great. And as always, we're always looking for new suggestions on what to review next. So send us them in the comments below. And until next time, peace out.